Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. I hope you had a great weekend. My name is Muriah Afolabi Brown, and it is your view.
Yay!
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
Let's start with Jumoke.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
to,
Mother's
to
Day
all of you.
to mothers and upcoming mothers.
Yes, happy
So what did you guys
Mother's
do?
Yesterday I had a very busy day, but on Saturday I went bicycle riding. Oh, I was all geared up with my gloves and everything. I went to pump my tire. Then I went for a wedding at Igondo on later in the afternoon. Straight expressway all the way to Lasso. Fantastic job that the government is doing. Yesterday I ran lots and lots of errands. I slept 1 a.m. only to wake up at 4 a.m. But I'm in good high spirits
I
this
see
morning.
that. Fantastic. Maybe I should try this bicycle riding thing at some point. Maybe later on, not now. Nima, Mama Reni, I can see you very soon.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, hey, happy Mother's Day, my darling. How did you spend Mother's Day?
Mother's Day yesterday was just sleeping and cleaning
Doing what mothers do.
and then my daughter, at least she knows her mother is around. Mother's Day, that was her. But Saturday, I danced.
You went for a party?
It was,
You
my
danced.
nephew's birthday.
You
And
danced.
it was all children, no adults, so I just grooved and enjoyed myself.
Oh, wait, so is that the birthday that you said they gave you President Jonathan's rice?
Yeah, on my way to the birthday.
Oh, okay.
They gave
You
me
got President Jonathan that
I
time?
got
Yeah, I have it in my
I got
house.
Facebook.
They got it for me.
I got what's it called this thing?
Wristband.
Wristbands. I got
They are really
the
sharing
bro-
this
the
thing.
pin.
Wait. It hasn't reached my side. President Jonathan.
Me, I don't see the picture on the back. These are the pictures. Picture on the back. And I said,
I haven't gotten my own.
I will shop the rice. I will shop it then. Let me come to you. How are you doing, Noah?
I'm fine. On Friday, there's someone I know lost her husband on Monday last week. The guy just slumped. And surprisingly, I heard on Tuesday, and we had just finished talking about stress and everything. He just slumped, and he didn't recover after being rushed to the hospital. And on Friday, he was buried. So we went to the gravesite to, that's my second time going to that gravesite, because the first time I ever went there was like 8 years ago when my sister-in-law passed. It was still all bush and everything. But I just thank God, because the lady, she's holding on strong. It's not going to be easy, but I'm just
Especially
praying
after
that
everything is all gone.
the Holy Spirit will comfort her, because she's really,
Down.
it's not easy coping with 3
And this is
children.
one of the things where we have to actually learn how to do CPR, because
Yeah.
sometimes when somebody just slumps, what's
You
the
need to-
next
yeah,
thing?
immediate.
We need to know what the
But
next
I've
thing.
learned how to
Well,
do
he actually
CPR now.
resuscitated. He came back.
Yeah.
He came back. So I don't even
happened?
understand. Our
Because that
hospitals.
initial CPR, we have to learn how to do it properly. I know we did it here.
Yeah.
But we need to continue to drum in people's ears so that they know how to.
Although I
perform
heard
CPR.
something, Mariah, that he was giving oxygen. I think maybe they needed to give the oxygen to somebody else or something. They removed it. I don't know. I think, to me, I'll still feel that our hospitals, we need top-notch hospitals. A lot of people just die unnecessarily in this country that they don't have to. They don't have any business being in the
Keep talking
graveyard.
about it, but as
What
the
will help
Bible
us?
say, no call, no more.
No more.
All right, that's it on our banter this morning. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll look through the front pages of our newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, The Nation. Major headline: Jonathan's 9 billion naira contracts fuel anti-Jega protest. APC alleges government using Masop OPC to halt polls. PDP, it's not true. You can see the picture here of fire at INEX warehouse in Abuja. Kwekonso, North will repay hate campaign on March 28th. Jobs cuts, firms closures loom. Let's talk about this 9 billion contract that's in the front page. Anybody read this article?
Hey, I did. Let me tell you what happened. So, over last week or the weekend, the youth in the southeast, I think Masop, were saying that we want Jega removed. Now, today, they're saying that youths in Lagos, that are going to also protest, asking that Jega be removed. Now, the APC is saying that this is a 9 billion naira contract that the president has given to these people to keep on clamoring for the removal of
And this 9 billion that they're talking about, according to what I read in this report, is that remember the contract that the federal government gave to OPC, the Ghanaian Adams, saying that Navy should move away from the waterways, and now he's going to give you this contract by Tompolo and Ghanaian Adams. So this
shoot aside.
The idea of them having this contract to actually take care of our waterways and get the gas line pipelines, that actually, according to APC, they say that that's not true, that the money they're giving to them is actually
for this protest,
to the protest,
saying that they want Jega removed.
And other things to cause them to stop or to instill the interim government. All sort of things are flying around. But as Kwakansa said in this article that, in fact, everybody, not only the North, will decide by March 28th. Simple.
I'll talk about Kwankwaso's speech in another newspaper.
Let's move on to The Punch. Vanguard, sorry, let me take to Vanguard. Major headline, Vanguard. Interim government, we have evidence against Jonathan, says Fayemi. Says Tinubu was invited to be part of it. Fayoshe, an embarrassment, says Kwakanso. North should beware of Tinubu, says Fayoshe. Picture again of INEC office in Abuja that caught fire. Lekki Bank robbery. We know the robber, says police. Election fever drags down foreign investment inflow. Suspected Fulani herdsmen kill 90 in Benue. And dollars for monarchs. APC also guilty, says PDP.
Many stories.
So many stories. Let's pick
this
up
story about saying that they have
interim
evidence.
government.
Yeah, for the interim government. I read the article, and Fayemi was talking in, I think in Ekiti, or where was he talking? So he was saying that they have the evidence concerning the interim government that was offered to Asiwaju. But now, what I think they should do, if truly that evidence is, it's existing, I want them to release it for the Nigerian public to decide, okay, because if they release the document now, it will now say it was a doctored document, PDP will come with all sorts of stories. But I want them to release it because it's a very, very strong allegation. And they're saying that Asiwaju's life is under threat. So if truly there's any evidence, they should release it.
Okay. In the same article, Governor Kwankwaso of Kano was saying that fire share is a national embarrassment, and that his use of despicable language and verbal assaults on individuals and the northern region is uncalled for, and that they will decide, the North will not respond to all these allegations until March 28th with their votes.
Fantastic.
Which is a fantastic...
Yes, now. But all the talking.
That's maturity. That's maturity.
Yes.
Instead about this exchange that we keep hearing from them.
Major headline, bloodbath in Benue. Fulani herdsmen kill 95 women, children, others. Once again, picture of the INEC office. Fire got INEC's Electoral Institute. Banks cut dollar loans to companies. 2 policemen caught on video fighting face dismissal. APC has evidence of Jonathan's interim government plan, says Fayemi. We talked about that. Senate summons CBN, AMCON, all over Cecilia Ibru's assets. Really? We're still on this. I didn't read that article. I missed that. Okay, let's talk about the fire that caught the Abuja office of INEC. At least the good thing is that it's...
At first, when I heard about the fire, I said, Che,
you don't
March
happen.
28th again, no.
But fortunately,
it don't happen. But fortunately for us, when we read the article, it was the electoral materials that they used in 2011 that caught fire, and they said the one for March 28th and April 11 is still intact. However, I want to say that when I looked at that picture, there are so much papers everywhere. I think that when they are done with collating of results, they should upload them in a system, the way they don't have to keep...
They should even recycle.
I don't know, my sister.
You can recycle paper and reduce it.
Question.
You understand? We should regard, because with papers like this, it's enough fire.
Question. Who took the pictures? Journalists?
Possibly. Why?
Now, if journalists have access into the INEC, I hope that
they
nothing...
have, no. That's why they have access.
I'm not saying
no. The before picture, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Before and after.
Who took the before picture can be supplied to them by INEC themselves now, so they don't have to go in there to
all right, let's
this policeman.
Yeah, so that got that.
Let me tell you the story. So these 2 policemen, I think it happened last week Thursday or thereabouts. For whatever reason, I don't know what happened between the 2 of them, but I saw the video. 2 mobile policemen, one was on the other one, and obviously drunken, was just punching the other one in the face. The other one, obviously drunken, could not even defend himself, was just receiving the punches. Now, passers-by now started making noise and were the ones recording the video. So they took their small bottle of alcohol that was on the floor and dragged themselves into the bank that I think they were guarding and pushed themselves into the bank. Anyways, the commissioner of police in Lagos, because this happened in Lagos, says that the policemen will be dealt with.
They'll do an indoor session for them, and they will now dismiss them.
All right, moving on to Daily Sun. Blood flows again. 80 killed as Fulani herdsmen invade Benue village. Military bombards Boko Haram, moves to recapture Damasak in Borno. 2 PDP members shot dead in Rivers. My people want me in Senate, says Kalu. Let's see. Fire shake, council throw punches. That's obviously not physical. Words. Trust them. Sambo meets Southwest chief imams in Akure. All right, let's talk about this Fulani herdsmen issue.
In fact, that one is alarming for me because I don't see anything worse than Boko Haram, if not this Fulani herdsmen thing. These villages in Benue State usually have this exchange all the time. Fulani people attacking villages, killing them, and they're going back and attacking. The governor has over the years tried to settle them. In fact, last year they had those kind of crises and tried to settle them. And then this attack in Agatu local government area again in Benue State. And they said 90 people. In fact, they were counting the bodies because some reports said 60 people, some said 30 people. They were still picking bodies in the village. It's very, very
children and
horrible.
Women. I don't understand it. It's very sad. Anyways, let's move on to The Guardian. Because I went to Kara Market over the weekend on Saturday. And I saw for the first time, I mean, I always heard about Kara Market, but I now saw these herdsmen with their cows. I saw how they were really, really controlling them. And I'm wondering, okay, these people actually take this thing so seriously. It's like property to them. So I can understand the issues with regards to herdsmen. But let's move on to The Guardian. Major headline. Once again, we have the picture of the INEC office. Austerity. Wait for this. 30% pay slash for Jonathan. Ministers, others. President lacks power to effect reduction. Scientists perform world's first successful male organ transplant. We support rebuilding of Chibok schools, says parents. All right, so that Chibok one, obviously, some parents are saying, some people went to go and say they don't support, but we as Chibok family, we support, which is fine. This issue that our president measure.
So President Jonathan has said that political appointees and executives, including himself and the vice president, should have 30% reduction in their take-home based on that we're not making money. And you know, we talked about it, that if you want to reduce 89% out of the works ministry, reduce your own pay. So he says, let's reduce 30%. Now, somebody tell me the name of that commission.
The Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission.
God will bless you.
Somebody, right? What is it?
A renowned.
Yes, no, a dependable source.
Dependable source from that commission has now said that. What is he talking about? That the president doesn't have the powers to just say
to unilaterally without commission's approval say 30% slash.
So this dependable source was saying that the same thing happened under Yar'Adua in 2009, 2010. Yar'Adua wanted to reduce the earnings of political appointees, but it never went through. So he's saying, yes, they have seen the president's brief, but he doesn't have the power to unilaterally do it. I
think President Umar Yar'Adua made the request, you know, so you don't just say and declare that, okay, 30% reduction, because we see, but you know, it's a good political strategy. Like, I have reduced my salary
by 30%.
Hey,
drum roll.
It should have reduced the salary by 90% and take 10% tithe.
Then talk about salaries. So I have to talk about something because
said
somebody
30
called.
million.
Somebody called to correct a few things because
yes,
you ruled out the numbers.
Yes.
So some of them were correct. Those that have like transition costs, for example, is not monthly.
It's annual.
And the
accommodation,
severance pay is annual. Accommodation is annual. So it's not as much as 30, but it is.
May I tell you what it is? the annual figures were divided by 12 in the figures that I read out. The person should go and, it's 30 million. Let them come and debunk
I
it.
have it now. I have the figures.
The annual figures were divided by 12 to get what I was reading out.
Everybody, reality
Right.
is that
On a serious note,
I'm telling you
on
the
a serious
companies-
note, we
companies-
shouldn't, we shouldn't
Please, I can't
act.
able to
Okay,
do
sorry, we shouldn't act. What's it called? Act. I don't know.
Emotional.
Do the thing. If you this person that is saying that the president does not have the power to slash by 30%. When they slashed the Ministry of Works by 89%, did anybody say that they didn't have the power to do that?
God will bless you.
Eh?
reality is that companies are now letting off some of their workers. In fact, on Saturday when we were talking, myself and my sister-in-law, I found out that the popular brewery company in Nigeria had to let off a lot of workers. So now the reality is that higher dollar, cost of dollars and scarcity of money and all that, and they are letting people go.
Okay.
All this austerity thing, they should make it reality.
That's it. That's all we can take on front page review. When we return, we're still talking money because some people have been compensated. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Being a mom is a full-time job, and most times, women have to juggle that with being a full-time employee. The challenges are numerous, but maybe there's a way out. Join us on A Woman's World as we present our very first symposium tagged Make It Happen, a conducive working environment for working mothers. The event promises to be impactful and packed with leading working women as well as top executives sharing their experiences and offering life-changing solutions. To be a part of the live audience, kindly send your name and phone number to awomensworld@tvcnews.tv. You can't afford to miss it. Be there.
What is art? Entities, or what you might call artifacts or performances intentionally endowed by their makers with a significant degree of aesthetic interest, often surpassing that of most everyday objects existing virtually every human culture. In plain context, art is form, color, beauty, and depth. Join me, Tolu, on the Art Express every Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. right here on Television Continental.
Hello, folks. It's an upbeat evening as always.
And yes, we're still on Mellow World Radio Continental 102.3 FM.
Hey, what? What are you?
The world needs more music. Lagos needs more music.
Waiting they don't land. You go make up sengemenge.
We give you a back rub. All right? How about that?
That is magic.
That's what's up.
Yes, welcome to another beautiful time on radio.
We're here to serve you the greatest, hottest, freshest songs ever released on planet Earth.
Wherever you're joining us, whatever your time zone is, we welcome you.
He is saying, welcome to Lagos, Mr. Mboo. We're ready for you.
Yes, it's time for Box of Goodies.
Fun every minute, information every hour. Radio Continental, on air, online, and on your mobile.
Yes. Welcome back. President Goodluck Jonathan recently gave the sum of 75 million naira, as well as employment letters to families of those who lost their lives in the botched immigration recruitment exercise on March 15, 2014, exactly 1 year ago. The president also apologized that fulfilling this promise took longer than necessary because of government bureaucracy, and steps will be taken to avoid such unnecessary deaths in future. Now, what are your thoughts on this? It's your view. Let it count. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can tweet to us at YOURVIEW We want to welcome Cheta in the building. You came so late. When I used to start the newspaper review, there's many juicy topics in the newspaper review, but it's all good.
Lagos traffic, that is news in itself.
Right, true. Now, this issue of 75 million naira, is it too late, or is better late than never?
It's a double-edged sword. Okay. It's better late than never for the families, but I don't at all support the whole recruitment, automatic recruitment, because that in itself is an injustice to other people who may be better qualified than the people that they give employment to, just because one of their brothers died. It sends out a wrong signal. Does one of my brothers have to die before I get a job? Also, and this is very important, not many people seem to be talking about this, the minister who organized that thing, why is he still sitting there?
Thank you. I wish I could give you a high five, but you know, I felt like just shaking you.
I don't get it. He's like he should have been president of being removed from day one, but for some reason he's still there. So why don't we ask our president why he's still there?
Well, I think the question should be better directed to the number 3 man, David Mark. Yeah. Both of them are friends. David Mark was the one who influenced Moro's appointment as minister, and he's the one who's been backing him. So when this whole thing happened last year, and David Mark said, oh, no stone shall be unturned, people shall be brought to justice, I was one of those who said this guy was just playing to the gallery. Nothing will happen. And really, nothing has happened. Now, let us look at the economics of what happened a year ago. 700,000 candidates. Each of them pays 1,000 naira each. 1,000 times 700,000. My maths is bad unless you put naira signs in front of it. we're talking of what? 70 billion?
No, I'll do the maths for you.
Okay.
500,000 candidates.
700,000 candidates times 1,000.
7 billion or
7 billion naira. And then the company, Drexnell or whatever it's called, remitted only 45 million. Was it? So you have 7 billion minus 45 million. It's still 7 billion. So somebody has pocketed 7 billion and has still remained in position and is there talking down at all of us. And they are talking of organizing another recruitment exercise. What kind of message are you sending out?
The issue now is the fact that Moro is still there, and also
there are some unqualified people who have been offered jobs.
However, don't you think the families of the deceased, this is seriously a comforting gesture to them?
May I jump in there? I would say yes, because I remember that we followed some family members, was it April last year or late into last year, that were complaining that the president promised us all of this and it hasn't happened. And I remember saying on this table, from wherever he got the confidence to promise he will compensate them with jobs, he should find the compensation. So for those people, yes, this is a good thing.
I disagree with you. 5 million naira is not money. Always convert it to real money first.
Yes,
so
dollars.
Yes. So convert it. What is 5 million naira in dollars nowadays?
Divided by 200 on the standard.
200, no,
so
220 something.
Give or take about $25,000. How far would that go?
That's
in this
money.
economy?
That's money without
No,
due
in
respect.
this
Give me
in this
$25,000
economy,
today, I go do something with it.
But for somebody
this
who was
economy, how
looking
far
for
will this
minimum wage of 18,000 naira.
what is starting salary in immigrations nowadays? It's about 38. Now, let's just look at the perks that they could have gotten being in immigrations, you know, like when you are going to renew your passport and that little thing you will give them. You look at the value they would have gotten over the course of their lifetime working if they had gotten the job. And then compare that to 5 million
Well,
naira.
you can't actually pay for life. I totally agree with you, you know. But within the austerity measure, you know, and not doing anything at all.
So you should commend the president for at least
But
holding
we started
up,
with commending
living
him.
up to his promise, which is really key. Let me hear from Uwa.
Can I remind you people that this thing happened last year?
Exactly.
2014 is almost like a year.
It's a year.
So if you came out and you promised that this was what you were going to do, first of all, I'm not part of that drama of giving people money for the life they lost, because it seems like you are telling me that the life is worth that amount. But let us say, okay, you want to compensate them for the loss of their life. It's exactly 1 year after. How has this family, how have they been
surviving?
Been surviving, you know? And inside you, and the automatic job recruitment, I said it last time and I still stand by it. Are the people qualified for that job? So thankfully they've said that 35 people. Now look at it. I looked at the numbers. 35 Murayo out of 15 families. Does it mean that they had extra ghost workers? Because no, if you say it was 15 people that died or 19 people that were that needed to say, why do we have so much, like 35 people now? And you now say out of that 35, 10 did not qualify. Oh, they were supposed to bring three each
from each family.
They said the president gave 35 applicants selected from the 15 families their employment letters. So that 35 would definitely come.
He had said that
say
three
that
out of 700,000 people.
Wait, out of 15 families,
Yes.
Murayo,
Yes.
each of them should bring 3 people.
That's 45 people.
Which is what he's saying, that why do I have to give you that job based on the fact that, oh, you are related to the
To the
deceased?
person that is dead. It is so unfair. This is what we celebrate in this country. Somebody is there and truly needs that job, and the person deserves that job. The person went for that interview, and the person would not be relegated because the person did not die.
Now, because at the same time, you people,
Right.
if he had not
The
done
fact
this,
that the person
if he had not done this, you same people will be complaining that, oh, you've not given any man.
No, what is fair is justice.
And justice is what?
Justice is the people who were involved in organizing this scam, because that's what it is, being brought to book.
Yes, that's justice.
That's justice.
Let me come to Nima, but very let me take this call first, Nima. Okay. Good morning. Are you there, Udukoya?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please go ahead.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Go ahead, please.
I'm in.
Welcome.
Yay.
I want to put girls for the obvious. I mean, we go to the way, job alone, and we are learning this again from what you said. You see, even what food is not the same thing as someone like. I mean, something happened a year ago, and you're not now. Still not a serious way, you know, scoring cheap popularity simply because things are around.
Very sad. That's the same thing I was saying. It happened a year ago, you know, and now you're just coming now, and it's like a week
Let me hear
to
Nima's
elections.
points on this matter.
Now, you see there's so much injustice from this kind of compensation that they decided to choose. Because some people will feel, you know, left out. Some people will think I was qualified. The families themselves will be fighting over the 5 million right now. So there's problem with this money. What I felt would have been justice is what Cheta said. The company and the immigration, the minister for immigration and for the interior minister should have been immediately be held responsible for this, which means that, you know, he's relieved of his duties. He didn't do his recruitment work well, and then they take somebody else there who will do it properly. Do you understand? This kind of settling and all that will always cause further injustice. People within the family will still be quarreling now, and you know, 10 people already were not qualified out of the 45.
Let me take Moses from Sapele. Good morning, Moses. Are you there?
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Very well. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. This program, please, I want to contribute. Thank you very much. You see, all this show, for me, is a show of shame. It shows that in this country, we don't have government. If we have government, the Minister of Interior will not be in government after 24 hours. But it's a shame with this same federal government that after a year, something that is illegal, something that was done shamefully, this government will now come because of politics, because the president wants people to vote for him. For me, Jonathan is out of government. It's since September 2014. He's out of government. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
I
Can
have
I
a
say
question
something? The
for
correction is
Cheta.
700,000 people is about 700 million. The maths that I did for you people.
Times
Research-
1,000.
Times 1,000 people is about 700 million.
Million, not
It's
7 billion.
Now,
Okay.
what I wanted to say, Murayo, I am tired of all the time. You think you can use money to do things in this. It's a standard thing. Somebody is nice. Do you know that it is so bad that companies that have gotten it right with customer service, when they show so much good service to you, you would feel that they need money from you. That is how much we have allowed money to enter our minds. This one, I'm not saying that giving them money, nobody should get me wrong. But you see, what is most important in this situation would have been the president taking responsibility for the failure of that minister and immediate. He should not even be in that seat within 2 hours of that incident that happened. He should not have been sitting there, and he's still there, and it's a year after this thing has happened.
So you think the money is a slap in the face right now? Like, you know what? Let me just give them this money and later
They'll shut up. That is it.
I have a question for Cheta, but may I take 3 tweets? Okpeoluwa says, arguing about JEJ NIS compensation is same as JEJ rebuilding Chibok school, sleeping in Adamawa, all na election gimmick. Olayinka Braid says, our lawmakers play politics with everything, even people's lives. Compensation coming now is part of election gimmicks.
Okay, let me take Buddy's call first. Good morning, Buddy.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
The way I say about this issue, it's not what can be argued. What I'm saying is this. This is not what that just happened now. What has been happening with the family of these people since all these days? The father, their mother. Is it that they don't have this money before, that they just get this money? What are they doing with all these things that are now coming in how many minutes or weeks to the election? To me, they just politicize all this.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me come to Cheta.
I was going to ask a question that what would you have done differently if you were the president of Nigeria?
First things first, within a day, the minister would have been fired. Number 2, the company, I would have asked the Attorney General to institute a case against the company. Somebody in the company that was responsible for the whole thing has to go to prison for corporate manslaughter at the very least. And then the 5 million naira, if you insist on giving them, should have been put in a trust where it can yield interest, not giving them take 5 million naira. Because the moment you drop 5 million naira on the table, you've scattered that family.
Yeah, they start to fight.
So put it in a trust that they know how to organize themselves. And no, I would not have given anybody automatic employment.
Okay, I have a
And
question.
what shouldn't we have had the company refund the money they
There's a-
collected?
No,
1,000 naira.
the moment you start legal proceedings and people go to the company will
Let me tell you
will
what I
refund the
would have
money
done.
will
Yeah,
get
let me come to you.
liquidated.
I wanted to read the tweet.
Bob Tay says the wife of Senate President got the contract of recruitment. Borough was formerly working for her before David Mark influenced his appointment. Do you know if this is true?
It's something I've heard before, but I've not been able to confirm
Can
it
I
up
say
until
what I
now.
would have done? Instead of giving the families 5 million, there is no way that in that family there are people that don't have what's it called, that have proper qualifications. I would have said, you know what, I will sponsor members of the family to whatever level of education that they
You
want
mean
to
scholarship?
Scholarship, give them a scholarship. Money is not always the answer. You must always teach people how to exchange value.
All right, let me
for
take
money.
my last call from VI. I'm not sure I got the name. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, dear.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
Please go ahead.
Please, what I'm just trying to say is that, do you know that had it been Jonathan is not coming out for 2015 election, that money could have been a forgotten issue.
Yes.
Okay, now, good luck is giving money for the victims of this NIS recruitment. What of the soldiers dying in the battle for the past how many years? What did he do to the families? All this is supposed to be considered.
He did Valentine for them.
Okay.
All the families,
on that note,
all the families that have lost their people in the north,
due to all this Boko Haram. If you want to give money, say you want to give money, give everybody the money, not select, because this one is you are telling some people that you are not more a Nigerian than me,
and he's holding to his
I'm
promise.
just
So he
saying
didn't promise
to
those
you,
guys
Rayo,
money.
it's not issue of promising. I'm saying that we should stop this thing of always promising people money.
Right,
if you want to better my life, teach me how to fish. Don't give me fish to eat.
All right, on that note, we end this segment of the program. Thank you, Cheta, for coming. We'd like to have you next time again on another Monday. All right, this whole week, we're celebrating Mother's Day specially by saying mothers arise against electoral violence. So all week, we're going to be inviting all sorts of prominent women, just women saying, you know what, we are mothers and we're saying no to violence. You know, we don't want violence during this election. So this week, when we come back, today actually, when we come back, we have a special mother in the house. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Lagos, the economic capital of West Africa, with a population of more than 20 million people. A lot of things happen here, but not all are well reported. From the island to the mainland, from the government house to your street, Inside Lagos brings you Lagos news in the most informative and entertaining way. I'm Adedoja Salamadeniyi. I live in Lagos, and this is Inside Lagos. Showing on the station every Monday at 2:30 p.m.
Being a mom is a full-time job, and most times, women have to juggle that with being a full-time employee. The challenges are numerous, but maybe there's a way out. Join us on A Woman's World as we present our very first symposium tagged Make It Happen, a conducive working environment for working mothers. The event promises to be impactful and packed with leading working women as well as top executives sharing their experiences and offering life-changing solutions. To be a part of the live audience, kindly send your name and phone number to awomensworld@tvcnews.tv. You can't afford to miss it. Be there.
What is art? Entities, or what you might call artifacts or performances intentionally endowed by their makers with a significant degree of aesthetic interest, often surpassing that of most everyday objects, exist in virtually every human culture. In plain context, art is form, color, beauty, and depth. Join me, Tolu, on the Art Express every Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. right here on Television Continental.
Hello, folks. It's an upbeat evening as always.
And yes, we're still on Mellow World Radio Continental 102.3 FM.
Hey, what? What the hell?
The world needs more music. Lagos needs more music.
Waiting they don't land. We go make up sengemenge.
We give you a back rub. All right? How about that?
That is magic.
That's what's up.
Yes, welcome to another beautiful time on radio.
We're here to serve you the greatest, hottest, freshest songs ever released on planet Earth.
Wherever you're joining us, whatever your time zone is, we welcome you.
He is saying, welcome to Lagos, Mr. Mbu. We're ready for you.
Yes, it's time for Box of Goodies.
Fun every minute, information every hour. Radio Continental, on air, online, and on your mobile.
Welcome back. The 2015 general election is less than 2 weeks from now, and because it's a Women's Month, and because we are women, we're advocating against electoral violence. A mother's voice, they say, is powerful and tingling in the ears of her children. So what role should mothers play in curtailing electoral violence? Joining us to help us discuss this is a management analyst, politician, and a senior special assistant to our action governor on free zone matters, Mrs. Yetunde Akinli. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you so much.
So good to have you.
Nice to be here. Thank
Good.
you so much.
So this whole week we're celebrating Mother's Day by asking mothers across board to tell people out there, young people out there, not to be tools in the hands of politicians in this period, because a lot of them are actually losing their lives. So we'd like to hear your own thoughts on, or your own general advice. And what have you also made out of what's been going on so far with the war of words, all the mudsliding has been going on? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? We'd like to hear your view on that.
Well, thank you so much, and it's nice to be here. Anyway, I'll say that. First of all, I want to talk about this violence. Our children are out there on the street, and I think the problem is because they're idle. And that is why it's so easy to sway their minds. And I wish the country is going towards a kind of era whereby the young ones, no matter how small they are, mold them. So let them have a focus in life. Your focus doesn't have to belong to the fact that I've lived in Lekki or I live in Ajegunle. It doesn't matter your background, but mold their mind. When the mind speaks, you can see the future. Then people will now see that violence is not really a way of life. But then you can still make a statement, exactly what I want to see. I don't want to be used as a tool, but then I can have a voice. You can imagine if we have all the youths coming together and say, no, we want a peaceful election, no more fighting on the streets. And even though you come to us with your money, we'll take your money. It's my right as a citizen of the country.
So you advise us to take the money? Because me, I have a bag of rice in my house. I'm looking at it, should I eat it or should I not eat it?
Or don't eat it, yes. I mean, it's my money, it's from the nation, it's not your personal fund. But no violence, no fight. But this is exactly what we want. And that is just it, because I believe when you mold the minds of children, they grow to be adults, they become people in life.
I hear that it's because we have a culture in Africa of when somebody comes to visit, when they're leaving, they leave with something. You know, thank you for coming. That politicians started, when they come visiting, they'll leave you with, you know, pockets of, you know, cash here and there. And it has become like a culture in our politics. And this, now, if you come to me as a politician and you're not bringing anything, I'll take it that you're not serious. You know, I'm going to go for the person, the highest bidder. Now, this is becoming, it's our reality. It has become a problem. How do we go back to, yes, we are Africans, we give gifts, but it doesn't have to always be the highest bidder, he who pays, you know.
You see, it depends on how you look at it. You want to gain today, and you have everlasting pain. You have to wait. And it goes back to what I've said. Mold the minds of children.
True.
Mothers have a way of impacting on kids. Whatever you will eat. You know, like my own grandma will say that the road to your throat is actually the road to hell.
Wow.
So you must learn to throw it away. And talking about politicians coming to your homes with gifts, it depends on the timing. If they're coming at a time where they're seeking election, it's not a gift. It's a great gift. It's not a genuine gift. But when they come to you at the beginning or midstream, fine.
Or
it's a
Christmas,
gift. Or
Easter,
Christmas, because
Salah.
usually Christmas, Salah, Easter, gifts flow around.
Yes.
But when they come because there's an election around the corner, it's not a gift.
So do you think this 5 million naira is a gift, or is it it's something that should have...
For me, you see, this issue of 5 million or so, if it had come up when the incident happened, then it can be misconstrued.
Thank you.
Now it's coming now. It's not a gift, no, it's not. It's not even right for me. For those families, you know, like what happened in Chibok, when they sent some messages to them, the family said, no, we don't want you. We don't even want your gift. We don't even want anything for us. You know, so you put it to them straight. These children were involved in this kind of disaster years ago. I mean, so many months back, whether it's 12 months, 24 months, and now you are coming today with some, it's not real. It's not real.
I just want to say I love you so much.
Oh, thank you so
Really,
much.
I know why I said that. She hits the nail on the head. Anybody that has successfully messed up your mind, the person has finished your destiny. So you hit the nail on the head. That's what I just want to tell you, that I really love you, because there's really nothing more we can say. The mind of the youth needs to be revamped or rebuilt. I don't know how we're going to do it.
Okay.
But do you
Who's
think there's
supposed
still
to
hope?
do
Sorry,
this?
okay. But do you think there's still hope for the people like us? Because we know we are already molding our children. People like us at this point in time where we are now, is there anything that we can still do to talk to people like us to stay away from electoral violence?
Yes, it's never too late. Mind you, some people they've gone to the extreme.
Yeah.
Those ones, they will tell you that if there's anything worth living for, there's something worth dying for.
Wow.
But know that even though you die today, life continues.
True.
So what do you want to gain from the world you are looking at? I mean, I take a good example from Nelson Mandela. He fought the war. He wanted this thing. He wanted peace. And when he came, he saw democracy. A black man was put there. And he said, well, at this point in time, I want to be an elder statesman. And he spent all his time talking to people, molding people around the world. He became a hero. So even for those ones that have a set mind now, it's difficult to bend a crayfish, but it's not out of place.
Remember, about a week or two ago, we heard a story where a politician dropped a bag of money. I mean, I didn't show you NURT, where they killed them. They were killing each other over dividing this money. So we are here and we've heard you. But those boys on the road, our good boys, as we call them, politicians use them a lot because they feel as if, oh, they are available. Oh, they need this money. What can we do? You know, you talked about the mind, but see, we can't do the mind thing right now because it's a bit late for them. What can we do? What kind of message can you preach to those to tell them to keep away from these politicians or to vote their own conscience instead?
The fault lies with those politicians that use them as tools. Unfortunately, the boys, or the good boys, the state boys we call them, they're closer to them. But I want to see a place whereby, a kind of scenario whereby women, churches, mosque, because I believe they have a lot of role to play even in this. When you gather them, I work a lot with the Anglican Communion, Lagos diocese there, and I know that some of my priests really, they go on the streets. They gather those boys in Isaleko proper. Maybe out of 10, you may be lucky to get 3 converts. But then you don't give up. You never give up.
All right, I have to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to dig further on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back. My mic. Welcome back. All right, let's take some tweets first.
Taiwo Adetimole says, mothers rising against electoral violence is a great step. Women have an intense influence in society. They will surely be heard. Bob T says, it's dangerous this time around. Mothers should want their words not to collect money, but shun it. Some die after.
Yaya Usman says, my annoyance is rich people don't fight war, poor people do. Most mothers don't even know where their children are because of hustling to survive. Now my question...
Imo Leya says, mothers have a huge influence on their words and friends of their words. Mrs. Akin Louis isn't my mother, but she had influenced my life. Then Bushra Adiola Adekule says, for 3 bosa for your guest. She is a woman after my mind. I am a mother. I preach no violence. Good morning, ladies.
Yeah, Nima.
My question is, we know those people that have collected money who want to do what their politicians are saying. But what about those people who attend rallies and just get passionate? And then before you know it, they are fighting. What do you have to say to those kind of people who just get carried away with the moment, and then they get injured and all that, or kill people?
You know why I smile, really? It's actually a very normal occurrence. They get carried away for no reason. And leadership has a lot to play in that. Because the first thing you should actually do when you get to the rally ground, talk to the people. If you are here for the love of our state, you are here for the love of this party, you are here for the love of our vision, why should you fight? Me, I believe a lot in emotional intelligence. It takes a lot of time, but it's something you have to keep doing. If they keep saying that at every rally, please, if you fight here, this will happen, because I have watched that happen too. Please don't fight, we don't want this, we don't want this. You keep saying it. It doesn't mean they will change on the spot.
Eventually
but
they will.
Eventually they will.
Let me take this call now. Kingsley, good morning. Are you there? Tunji, sorry. Tunji.
Yeah, good morning.
Please go ahead.
First caller.
Yay!
Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Madam, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah?
Yes.
I can say the major cause of all this violence of use in our nation is because of employment. That's the major reason. Because somebody who is employed, who is working,
unemployment,
in the morning, at least you will go to the office, you go and do whatever you want to do. It is those people that are not doing anything that you will see all those politicians using money to entice them. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is just the major support. I believe if this General Buhari is being, in power, I believe he can do it.
Okay.
Because I know the man.
Thank you so much.
He has a good record.
Let's not campaign for General Buhari here.
Okay.
Yes.
We said something behind camera that everybody that were brought in, all the ladies that were brought in from your office, people who work with the state government, that they are always prim and proper, etiquette, well-spoken, and you also mentioned today that is based on leadership, that you can't work for the head that is correct and misbehave. Now, also in this interview, you mentioned that the fault of violence is the politicians who use these people. If we're saying that our mothers should talk to their children, how do we also relate to the politicians that for the betterment of Nigeria and not your pockets, encourage our youths to not be idle, chasing violence, but to do well for the country?
Yes, thank you. You know, I said this before, I believe a lot in emotional intelligence, and there's nothing you can take away from people. Training, you do a lot of talking. It depends on the kind of programs you expose the children to. But like I would say, there are some that you can't just change their set minds. But women, you are there, maybe when you see the men coming, chasing them, come out, go and fight, go and do this. And you stand, because one thing I know is, when you see a woman on election day, you'll be shocked. Yes. Because by the time even the military men, they will shout at the men. The woman, I mean, there's a way you will stop, because I believe women are naturally endowed. It can't be taken away from them.
We disarm them.
Yes, we disarm them the way you talk.
We have to round up. We have just a few seconds there, but I want you to have the last word on exactly your message to not only the young people, but even mothers also, to how to monitor and ensure that their children are not used for electoral violence. So you have the last one. I think your camera is not camera 5, 6. Camera
Okay
6.
then. My message to you all, election is round the corner. We want a peaceful election, no violence. Mothers, please keep a watch over all your children. And please, all the men, these children are not supposed to be tools for us. If you kill all the youth today, what remains tomorrow? So enough of all this. No fight on the street.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. On that note, we end the show. Thank you so much, ladies. Don't forget to watch a repeat broadcast at 11:30 p.m. tonight. You can also watch previous episodes by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for Your View. Do you have your PVC? Oh, yeah. Do you have your PVC, ma'am?
I do.
Very good. Please, talk about the Google.
So our TVC Entertainment channel on Google Plus always has our 55 minutes video. Please go on that and watch repeat episodes also.
Fantastic. Your vote is your right. Don't waste it. Use it wisely. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.